सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पात्रदेशकारण पंचाकल्पतरुभ्यः सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य गो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Reading from Srimad Bhagavad Gita, continuing from second chapter 17th verse. So this is Sankhya part is going on. Miss Sankhya, actually about the self, Krishna is explaining already 1 or 2 verses are over, 3 verses are over, 14, 15, 16. Till 13 he is speaking about surrendering, Arjuna surrendering and not able to fight. Krishna is telling how we are able to, means how you are behaving like this now, difficult times and all. Krishna speaking, then he speaks Sankhya now. 217 अविनाशी तु तद्विद्धि येन सर्वं इदं तदं विनाशम् अखिलस्यास्य न कश्चित् कर्तुमर्हसि. Something that which pervades the entire body should know to be indestructible. Now previously he spoke about gatasuna agatasuna, right? Now he's speaking about something which is pervading all throughout is indestructible. So what is that? Is pervading the entire body? That is soul. The consciousness basically is indestructible. No one is able to destroy the imperishable soul. From soul, the consciousness is actually pervaded. Know that the soul by which the body is pervaded is indestructible. The body is pervaded by the consciousness of the soul. No one can touch it, it is indestructible. Yeah. Yeah, what you are asking something? Okay. Suppose this verse will more clearly explain the real nature of the soul, which is spread all over the body. Anyone can understand what is spread all over the body. That's consciousness. Everyone is conscious of the pains and pleasures of the body, and pleasure of the body in part or as a whole. Sometimes some part of the body may be unconscious, but as a whole. This spreading of consciousness is limited within one's own body. The pains and pleasures of one body are unknown to another. So the consciousness is spread only this much. It is not spread into my consciousness, is not spread into your body. So I am not aware of the pleasures and pains in your body like that. Therefore, each and everybody is embodiment of an individual soul, and the symptom of the soul's presence is perceived as individual consciousness. So symptom of the presence of the soul is consciousness. The body seems to be alive because the soul is there. The moment the soul passes away, even doctor will be able to say, no, he left. No, we can't do anything that he can understand. The eyes lose their charm. The sparkling eyes will not be there. Eyes will look like dead. Then immediately, dead man and living man can immediately be understood. So the soul is described as 1/10 of the 10,000th part, the upper portion of the hair point inside. The Sheta Shurmanda Baladesha Bhagasya Shatadha Kalpitasya Cha Bhago Jivaha Jivaha Vigneyaha Sa Chanantya Kalpate. Sa Chanantya Kalpate. The upper part of the hair is divided into 100 parts. Again, each of such parts is further divided into 100 parts. Each such part, the measurement of the dimensions. Similarly, same division is, same version is stated in certain Jantamana Madhyadeka. Sheta Keshadra Satabhagasya Shatamsha Sadrishamasa Sadrishatmakaha Jivaha Sukshma Sarupoyam Sankhyo Yatatido Shi Chittaha. There are innumerable particles of spiritual atoms which is measured as 1,000 of the upper portion of the hair. Therefore, the individual particle, spiritual is a spiritual atom, smaller than the metal atoms, and such atoms are innumerable. This very small spiritual spark is the basic principle of metal body, and the influence of the spiritual spark is spread all over the body, as the influence of active principle of some medicine spreads throughout the body. This current of the spiritual soul is felt all over the body as consciousness, and that is the proof of presence of soul. Any layman can understand the mental body minus consciousness, the dead body, and this consciousness cannot be revived in the body by any means of mental administration. Whether you dead body you take and try to revive, or you make a body and try to revive, not possible. Metal administration will not do. Therefore, consciousness is not due to any amount of metal combination, but to the spirit soul. The Mundaka Upanishad says measurement of the atomic soul. Further explain. Pranaichitvam sarvam bhutam prajanam yasmin vishuddhe vivavatya shatma. The soul is atomic in size and can be perceived by perfect intelligence. This atomic soul is floating in the five concepts, prana, pana, vyana, samana, and udana, situated in the heart, and spreads its influence all over the body of the embodied living entity. When the soul is purified from the contamination of the five kinds of metal air, its spiritual influence is exhibited. The Hatha Yoga system is meant for controlling the five kinds of air and encircling the pure soul by different kinds of sitting posture, not by any metal profit, not for anybody, but for liberation, one of the minute soul from the entanglement of the metal atmosphere. So the yoga process, so what do? They hold or they come to a control of the five areas. With that, they raise the soul. And eventually they leave that from Brahmananda side. What you call? Closing all the holes of the body. All the other entrances, the other exits are closed. So here they stop breathing. So then cerebral hole comes out, so that yogi is left from that. It's a material process basically. Hatha Yoga system is meant for controlling five kinds of encircling pure soul. Okay. So the constitution of the atomic soul is admitted in all Vedic literature, and it is also actually felt in the practical experience of any sane man. Only the insane man can think of the atom soul as all pervading Vishnu Tattva. Insane fellow. Very dead.
The influence of the atomic soul can be spread all over a particular body. According to the Mundaka Upanishad, this atomic soul is situated in the heart of every living entity. And because the measurement of the atomic soul is beyond the power of appreciation of the material scientists, some of them assert foolishly that there is no soul. The individual atomic soul is definitely there in the heart along with the super soul, and thus all the energies of bodily movement are emanating from this part of the body. The corpuscles which carry the oxygen from the lungs gather energy from the soul. When the soul passes away from this position, the activity of the blood generating fusion ceases. Medical science accepts the importance of the red corpuscles, but it cannot ascertain that the source of the energy is the soul. Medical science, however, does admit that the heart is the seat of all energies of the body. Such atomic particles of the spirit soul are compared to the sunshine molecule. In the sunshine, there are innumerable radiant molecules. Similarly, the fragmental parts of the Supreme Lord are atomic parts of the rays of the Supreme Lord, called by the name Prabha or superior energy. So, whether one follows Vedic knowledge or modern science, men cannot deny the existence of the spirit soul in the body, and the science of the soul is explicitly described in the Bhagavad Gita with the personality of God.
So, Prabhupada is talking about a little bit about scientific understanding, because people who are scientifically oriented may have difficulty to understand it. So, scientific understanding Prabhupada is giving about the presence of the soul. And medical science also accepts when they understand the seat of the whole energy, all around energy, the consciousness coming from the heart, and the heart is something they call it as they have some nerve there. Coronary artery. That artery, what it does, charges and discharges the charging of the heart. Because the charging of the heart is same kind of the charge, the negative or positive charge. So that expands. And when it withdraws the charge, and it contracts. So with that, lub dub sound comes. Where basically the heart, blood is pumped all over throughout the body. So through that blood only consciousness is spread out. The circulation of blood, consciousness, yeah.
Heart patients are who has difficulty in the contracting and contracting. So they insert the instrument pacemaker.
Okay.
It whenever heart beats go unregulated, then it passes the electricity and then it makes.
Even at the time of death also, no? When they give the charge, in such a way, again, consciousness may revive. By trying to forcibly make the blood pump, usually doesn't happen. Usually doesn't happen because the soul leaving, after that they cannot do anything. Everything, whatever they are doing before the soul remaining there only. It may have its effect. Once a person is dead, people even they know. Soul leaves, no matter how much we pump, we can't do anything. The doctors also know very well. One more important thing about sitting at the end, this is I might call it compared to the sunshine molecule. Motion sector quickly will read. Yes.
The verse clarifies the meaning of the previous verse. No, this jiva which is spread throughout the body, sarvamidam tam is interested. But being spread throughout the body by its consciousness, the soul would be impermanent because it is of a medium size only. No. In Nyaya philosophy, there are three sizes: minute, medium size, and all pervading. The medium size object being made of combination of atoms is subject to destruction and therefore cannot be eternal. This is not so. For the Lord says, Sukshmanam apyaham jiva, of small things I am the jiva. As well, Shruti says, Eshonuratma chetasa veditavya yasmin prana panchada samvivesha. One should know by the pure consciousness the small atma near which the five life pairs are rest. Balagra shatavagasya shatagda kalpitasya cha bhago jiva savijneya. One should know that the jiva is the size of 1/10,000th of the tip of the hair, Shvetashvara. Aragara matro hyapyaro idrishta. The inferior soul is seen to be size of the tip of the spoke, Shvetashvara. By these statements of Shruti, we understand that the jiva is very small. It has the power to spread itself throughout the whole body, just as pulverized germs are, when applied to the head, have the power to spread their nourishing influence throughout the whole body. There is nothing contradictory in being small and pervading the body. Because of its dependence on upadhis, to mistaken identity, the soul goes on to various bodies in heaven and hell. In this way, the soul is sarvagata, going everywhere, pervading everywhere. This is another meaning of sarvamidam tatam. The jivas are spread throughout the universe in different bodies. Dattatreya, in the palm of the Brahmana says how the jiva taking shelter of the Mahatatma in the beginning of the creation goes to different bodies. Tamhastri Vyaktim Srijantim Vishvato Mukam Yasmin Protam Idam Vishvam Yena Samsrate Puma. According to great sages, that which is the base of the three modes of material nature and which manifests the variegated universe is called the Sutra or Mahatattva. Indeed, this universe is resting within the Mahatattva, and due to its potency and living entity, the living entity undergoes material existence. Thus, the soul's perversion of the body is not contrary to its eternal nature shared in the previous verse. Therefore, the word Abhyavyasa is used in this verse also. It refers to the soul being eternal or Nitya. No one can destroy the eternal soul, as the Shruti says, Nityo Nityanam Chetanam Chetanam Veko Bahanam Vyovidati Kaman. The Lord is the chief eternal being of all eternals. He is the chief consciousness of all conscious entities. He is the one person who fulfills the needs of all others. Or the meaning of the verse can be as follows. The body, the jiva, and the Paramatma are all seen everywhere in all famous such as human and animal. The first two, the body and jiva, were mentioned in the previous slide. Thus, the third, Paramatma, is mentioned in this verse. It is indestructible and spread everywhere in the universe. Note, in the first interpretation, Idam referred to the body. Here it refers to the universe. The word to distinguish Paramatma from the body and jiva. The Paramatma is by its very nature different from matter and the
Paramatma is different from that's what Prabhupada in the last comment was thinking that is foolish people only consider that is a super conscious from the dictionary of Prabhupada. So before that, dictionary also saying that how the consciousness is spread all over the body. It's not, it is refuting the three levels of sizes also. Almost Prabhupada is in line with dictionary of Prabhupada. Navalajabhushan support. The Lord further explains the nature of the body and Jivatma just discussed in 2 more verses. Know that the substance is known as Jivatma, the eternal, Avinashi. The whole body, Idam Sarvam, is pervaded by this soul. The body is pervaded by Atma's consciousness, capacity to know the object beyond itself. Correct? Huh? Even beyond itself, also, object will be known by the Jiva. Matter cannot have, including the body. No gross object or not even the body of a living entity can destroy the Jiva, which is indestructible, because it's very small size. See, even the same thing happens in, other living entities. Whereas living entity is that, like, oh, dog understands, he picks up pathar, he runs away from there. Because he can understand something which is beyond him. He understands he's hungry, he wants sleep, he wants some protection from the rain. Everything he understands. The Jiva understands like that. The knowledge is there. Consciousness is there. No gross object or not even the body of a living entity can destroy. But the Jiva is the because of that something. Okay. It is not acceptable that the Jiva is the same size as the metal body.
Same theory.
Jain theory, huh? Okay. So that's very small is understood from the Shruti statement. The small Atma on which 5 pranas rest to be known to be consciousness. Mundaka Upanishad. However, the infinite small Jiva spreads throughout the body through its capacity to know objects other than itself. Dharma Bhuta Jnana. As the Lord, as author of the Vedanta Sutra, say, Gunat Valokavatsar. The soul pervades like light. In the Gita, the Lord says, Yatha Prakashayanti Ekaha. As one sun lights up the whole world, Atma illuminates the whole world. That's right. They compare even the destruction of the body to be the pralaya. One of the pralaya is Atyantika pralaya. Atyantika pralaya means at the end of Jiva now leaving this world and going back to the spiritual world. That pralaya, that when that body dies actually, that pralaya is called Atyantika pralaya.
Body dies and get rid of material body. No further, no more body.
Yeah, yes.
Not just giving up on body.
No. Where is pralaya then? When one more body is created, no. Now again creation, again destruction. So it's a pralaya, it's complete destruction only. So destruction of this present body happens, and the Jiva goes back to spiritual. We need to pause and we'll go for one more 20 minutes, no? One more body is created. We'll pause today. Tomorrow we'll continue. Thank you very much.